Hello, Tim from my team. Today we're going to run through the proper setup, in-use and end-of-use steps for the i-drive. The i-drive is a ride-on scrubber combined with an i-mop lite, so you can tackle both those large and small applications. It has a 61 centimetre scrub path, 25 kilos of downward pressure and spins at 175 RPM. The i-drive comes as a complete kit. So the unit, a set of medium brushes, the i-mop lite on the back, a wall stack unit for your 3 superchargers, comes with 3 superchargers, and then also 6 iPower 14 batteries. The i-drive runs off 6 batteries. They're stored in this tray here. You pull the pin out, pull that out. As we said, it comes standard with 6 of the iPower 14, but it can also run off the iPower 9 and also the new iPower 20 batteries. The iPower 14 batteries will give you up to 80 minutes runtime, and with the new iPower 20 batteries, you'll get up to 120 minutes runtime. So the beauty of this system, with 2 sets of batteries, you could run this machine 24/7. Have one set on your wall stack charger and the other set on your machine. This tank here is removable. This is for our chemical dosing system. So you put your concentrate in here, and then around the other side here, we've got our solution tank refill point. Just use cold water. You can't go above 40 degrees. Has a 58 litre capacity. This tube here, there's a little ball in there. This is our solution level, and we're filling it up so we can see where we're up to. The i-drive has a range of different brushes and accessories available to it, but it comes standard with the medium brushes. There's also softer brushes and harder brushes, Tynex brushes, and your pad drives to do a full range of different pads. So to get access to the brushes, we first need to lower the brush deck. And now that it's lowered, we can take the brush guards off, slide them up. There's one on each side. And then we raise the deck again, and rotate the brush around until you get to these clips and pull the clips out. The brush just comes off like so. And then to put them back on, slide it up and then pop the clips in. Likewise on the other side. And we can lower the deck and reinstall the splash guards. So we press this button to lower the deck. At the back here, we've also got a ramp for the i-mop lite. Just fold this latch over. Remove this strap. Wheel it down the ramp. Coming back to the i-drive, we've got a small locker compartment there. And then this hose on the side is for refilling the i-mop lite. So we'll remove our tank, open the flap, turn the valve on, hold that in the tank, and hold on the pump button. So this allows you to refill on the run. No need to go back to a cleaner's room to refill the i-mop lite. If you require training on the i-mop lite, visit our website. We already have a video there that covers the i-mop lite. The seat is adjustable. So this lever down here, pull it out to the side. You can slide it back and forwards however you like it. So once you've prepped the machine, you've got your chemical in your chemical dosing tank, your solution tank's full, you've got the correct accessories for the application, then you're right to go. So once you get on the machine, turn on the key switch, and then give it some time to calibrate. It says please wait. Now that's ready to go. So running through these different functions here, we've got our water flow rate. So depending on how heavily soiled the floors are, you can adjust that. And then over this side here, we've got our ratio. So 1% is equivalent to doing a 1 in 100 ratio, and then so on up to 5%, which is a 20:1 ratio. Then we've got our speed control. This affects how fast the machine goes. We've got our lights for the front of the machine here. This is a horn. This is our reverse function. And this is what's called eco mode. It also extends the life of the battery and brings down the volume of the vac motor if you're working in an application where you need to reduce the noise of the machine. This button here is our one-touch start. When we press this, it puts down the brushes and the squeegee at the same time. And then these two buttons here, this one's for the brush. You can control that independently, and likewise for the squeegee if you want to leave the brush down and bring the squeegee up. Then we can hit this to turn both of those functions off. So now we're ready to go. We'll hit our one touch, so letting both down. Then we've got our foot pedal here, which we press to start cleaning. Another point, if the machine isn't functioning and you need to move it, you can release the parking brake. So come down to the main driving wheel, and this red lever here, fold that up and it will allow you to freewheel the machine. And then on the side here we've got our emergency stop button, so if anything does go wrong with the machine while you're operating it, you can hit that button and it'll isolate all power to the machine. Now once you're finished with the machine, it's now time to give it a good clean down. So firstly, take it outside or take it to a waste drain, and we've got to remove the dump hose, open this cap and put it down a drain. And while it's draining, it's also a good time to give the tank a rinse. So with the dump hose down the drain, fold the seat up, get a hose and rinse out the recovery tank, keep this nice and clean. All the maintenance points on the machine are yellow, so some clear indicators here. We've got our debris basket. This can also come out. And rinse this under a tap, make sure there's not too much rubbish in there, keep that nice and clean. And then up here is our filter to the vac motor. So remove the cover and pull this out and give it a rinse. It's important to clean this filter at least once a week if you're using this daily, and the debris channel clean every day after use. On the recovery tank, there's one point where we don't want to get water, and this is this point here. This goes down into the vac motor, so don't allow any water to go into there, otherwise it will damage your vacuum motor and it will need to be replaced. So once you've cleaned out your recovery tank, the next thing is to check your brushes and your squeegee. So depending on the application of where you're using the machine, we'd recommend removing the brushes and the squeegee at least once a week. You may have to do it more frequently if it is a heavily soiled sort of environment. So to do that, take your brushes off, then take your squeegee off. To remove the squeegee, we need to undo these bolts a little bit, and likewise on the other side. Once they're both loose, so disconnect your vac hose, and then pull your squeegee out. To get a good dry clean floor, it's important to maintain your squeegee. Make sure there's no rubbish blocked in here. Remove any debris off the rubbers, and then as the squeegees wear, you will need to rotate them. Depending how rough the floor is, will depend how frequently they need to be replaced. So now, just for a few troubleshooting tips, if the iDrive isn't picking up water, the first thing to check is the recovery tank. Because if this tank is full, it will cut off the vac motor and therefore it won't be extracting any water. And if it's not that, the next thing to check would be your air filter. Making sure this isn't blocked with rubbish. And make sure the debris basket is empty, there's no rubbish in there. So if all those points are clear, then the final point to check is the squeegee. So remove the squeegee, make sure there's no blockages, and make sure the rubbers aren't too worn. Another tip, if the machine isn't turning on, first thing to check is the emergency stop button. If someone's accidentally knocked that, you won't be able to get any power to the machine, so make sure that's pulled out. If that's fine, the next thing to check is the batteries. Make sure they're fully charged and firmly connected to the battery tray. And then finally, if it's not putting down water, check your solution tank, make sure there's enough water in it by checking the gauge on the front, and then check the interface up here. Make sure the water flow is turned on to be putting down water. For whatever reason, if you need to empty the solution tank, there's a valve down here. You can turn that on, drain the solution tank. So that's it for the iDrive. If you've got any further questions, please get in touch via the website, team.anz.com. Thank you very much.